You're in the video too.
Well, you're already recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't think so. Hi YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting guest. My mother. And we're going to be cooking a recipe out of my new cookbook that's coming out in about a couple of weeks called Cooking with Cass. Here's the front cover.
We thought it would be exciting to go and cook one of her recipes out of her book for the first time, and we wanted to share it with you.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to get started, and we're going to make a breakfast, a baked omelet roll. Here's the photo here. And I'm just going to go through and make it according to the recipe in the book and show you guys the end product.
Breakfast is my favorite, and the good part about this being in the video, I get to eat it after.
Oh, you want to read the recipe out? The ingredients?
I need my glasses. Hold on, be right back. Okay, here we go.
So hot in here.
Yes. So you're gonna have 3 eggs, 6 egg whites,
Which we have here in the bowl. We've already got it ready.
So you're gonna have 3/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk,
Which is right here.
1/4 cup of all-purpose flour,
Yep, which we have ready here.
a 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Oh, we don't have that ready.
Well, we can grab it.
Okay, salt.
And a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and an 1/8 teaspoon of cumin powder.
Yep, let me get those.
Yes. Then we have 2 slices of bacon chopped, as we have right here. And then the 2 ounces of shredded cheese, 2% Kraft brand. Then you've got your 2 ounces of mushrooms, finely chopped, or as finely chopped. 1 ounce of onion chopped, a fresh jalapeno, seeded and chopped. I guess if you like it a little spicier, you can keep a little of the seeds in there and keep it as hot as you want. And then you've got some fresh cilantro as your garnish, which is over there.
It's kind of dead because I forgot to add more water to it, but we're going to use what we can just to show you guys the finished product. And yeah. Alright, so the first thing we do is set the oven to 375. So we're going to do that right now. So we are going to add into a blender the eggs, egg whites, the milk, the flour, the salt, pepper, and we're going to blend it up until it's smooth. And then we're going to pour it into this dish right here after we grease it. And then we're going to bake it in the oven until the eggs are set, which will be about 20 to 25 minutes. Alright, now that we have the egg mixture all blended up, I'm going to oil this pan with this is just an olive oil that's in a glass bottle. So I just like to spray it all around. And then just use a napkin to kind of coat the edges and get it all nice and coated. That way it can come out of the pan without an issue.
Now what size pan is this?
A 13 by 9
13 by 9.
inch. And so what the flour is going to do is allow the eggs to puff up and make a pretty hefty, thick, like egg bake. So pour it in here. And it's about 20 to 25 minutes, but I would recommend checking the eggs in the center about 15 minutes in, just to make sure that you're not overcooking. You don't want to overcook them, you just want them right when they just set. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, now that we have that in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and saute the vegetables and get them ready for whenever the eggs are finished. And so you want to preheat your skillet to a medium, on a medium heat. And we're going to add the olive oil here. And I'm just going to dump all of these vegetables in. So the key here is going to be to cook them until they're pretty well cooked. That way they cook down and there's less volume, because we're going to put this on top of the eggs before we roll it up into an omelet roll. Alright, now that it's pretty well cooked down, I'm going to go ahead and add the cumin for a little flavor. Mix it up. And then I'm going to add the chopped bacon and cook for about another minute. Alright, now I'm going to check on the eggs. It's been about 10 minutes. Not done yet. Alright, I'm going to take a few moments and just kind of tell you a little bit about the recipe book so that you guys know what you are getting whenever you purchase it. I will be linking the recipe down in the description box below, so you'll have that one for sure. And then you'll have this video to look back to if you need to review how I cooked it. So basically, Cooking with Cass is going to offer you 165 diet-friendly recipes. All of these recipes are going to be diet-friendly, low-calorie. There's going to be low-carb options, low-fat options. There's higher protein recipes. So it's going to be for anyone. I mean, if you're someone who's always looking for the low-carb stuff, it's in here. If you're always looking for the low-fat stuff, it's going to be in here. And then, of course, the higher protein, because I work out, I'm all about the protein, it's going to be in here. And then there's a variety of recipes. So we have recipes for breakfast. And then we have our main dish meals. We have recipes for proteins, whether that's different kinds of chicken, beef, pork tenderloin, and even like turkey burgers and stuff. And then we have the side dishes, and that's going to be one of my favorite sections in this book, because there's so many different recipes that you can pair with maybe a protein in the book. Maybe you do your own thing at home, but you don't know what to make on the side. There's all these different options for you. We have a section for snacks and miscellaneous things, so that's going to be just like an even lower calorie option. They're not really meals, but they're just like a little snack. And then dips and sauces. And then sweet dessert recipes. So some of these recipes are going to be made with protein powder. They're going to be on the lower calorie end to help you get your sweet tooth fixed without consuming a lot of calories at the end of the night. So there's that. And then My other favorite section, because I love coffee, are coffees and hot cocos. So there's going to be protein coffees, protein hot cocos, seasonal coffees and hot cocos. So there's just a ton of different options there. And then we have an alcohol section. And so what I did here was I created a section in the alcohol section. That's funny. That doesn't really make sense. But I created a couple of pages in the alcohol section with alcohol nutrition facts. So this will help you determine how many calories you're consuming with like 1 shot of whiskey or 1 shot of rum or a glass of red wine. And it makes it an easy go-to part of the book for you if you like to consume alcohol. And so there's going to be recipes also for like mixed drinks, and then there's going to be simple 2-ingredient ideas for you as well. And then the last thing that I wanted to add to this book was my Calculating Macronutrients 101, and it is basically just a guide that will help you calculate your own set of macros if you don't know what you should be consuming. So this will help you calculate your own set of macros, get a baseline so that you can get started on tracking macros if you've ever been interested. It's an easy guide to follow. And I just wanted to throw that in there because I did make this book macro friendly for people who do track macros. And then also the calories are listed for every recipe. So if you aren't interested in the macros at all, that's fine. Calories are listed, no big deal. But overall, it's a pretty hefty book. I mean, 165 recipes here. Every recipe has a photo, and it's a pretty simple, straightforward recipe book. But this is going to be your new go-to, easy, diet-friendly recipe book. So what
I'm excited about is, so I'm the type of person, I just want to look at the calories. I'm not good at, okay, well, if I'm eating this, how many macros do I need? And, oh wait, is that going to fit in? So with this, I can go by
just the calories.
Just the calories. But not only that, it'll be easier for me to look at it to say, okay, well, it does have this much protein and carbs because it's already broken down for me. It's going to help me want to get into the mindset of starting to count those macros. And with it already all down for me, I don't have to look at each individual ingredient to figure out how many it has for that recipe. So that's what I'm excited about because it's definitely not something I'm good at doing. And this is going to help me tremendously with that.
Do you think that having the brand names of certain things helps?
Absolutely.
At this grocery store?
Yes, it does because, you know, depending on what brand you're picking up, it can make a difference in the taste that you're looking for.
Or even the calories, because there's some brands that they're a lot higher fat, or there's not as much protein.
Correct. And I did not realize that until one day I was picking up some stuff, and again, I was looking at calories only, and Cassie had pointed out to me, but look how much fat it has in it, or with her being my trainer, I needed to pay attention to what she was telling me, and yeah.
But like for instance, if you just go pick up any bacon at the store, and you're not paying attention to the macronutrients on it, you'll find that the center cut bacon has less fat than the regular bacon.
Right. Yeah, I used to never buy center cut.
That is one reason why I put in the brand names of a lot of these ingredients. That way you are getting those macronutrients in this recipe. As long as you're going by the recipes, the ingredient amount, and the brands. They are very easy to adjust. So if you need more carbs, just add more, like these are mashed potatoes here. Add more potatoes to the recipe. It's very it's going to be very easy for you to modify according to what your nutrition needs. So the other thing I wanted to note is that a lot of these recipes are single servings. Some may have 2 to 4 servings, but again, they're going to be very easy to double the ingredients and make more servings, like if you have a family or if you just have some friends you want to invite over and cook up a dinner or something.
But what's great about it is that not, you know, if you're doing this, of course it's a diet-friendly recipe book, and not normally everyone is on a diet with you. In a lot of households, it's usually just the one person, and they're having to cook for just themselves, and then the family, you cook them something else sometimes. So I like it that it is one for one.
So you can make
serving.
Just yours,
yes.
And then you can make the family a whole different
Correct.
meal.
Because they don't always want to eat what I'm eating because they want the pizza or the...
And this gives you a ton of delicious things to choose from.
Yes.
I personally used these recipes in my competition prep and still got down to the body fat that I needed to get down to get on stage. So I did create some of these during prep. All right.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
No, I'm excited to start cooking them. Well, beginning with this one. I'm hungry.
So let's talk about the dates. I'm going to launch the book for a pre-order sale on October 11th. It will last from October 11th to the 15th. And then after the 15th, I will start shipping out all of those orders. So what you'll get with the pre-order is, one, you're guaranteed to get a book because I only ordered 100 of them. And depending on how it goes, I may or may not be ordering anymore. So for the first 100 books, they're all going to be autographed before I ship them out. And you'll get a choice of a free macro consultation with me. That's where I will contact you and we'll talk on the phone, talk about your goals, what you're looking for, and I will give you a set of macros to start with. So very simple, and it will be free to you if you purchase the book in the pre-order sale dates. Or if you're not interested in that, I am giving away a muscle building program that I created. You'll have the choice for the free macro consultation or the free muscle building program. So it's going to be up to you if you order during the pre-sale. All right, let's get back to this recipe. So the eggs are out of the oven and they're set. So when you press on it, it's just kind of eggy and fluffy. I'm going to use this knife to get it loose from the pan. So because I greased this ahead of time, it's going to make it a lot easier to get out. Oh, will you open the book to the recipe? Alright, now I'm going to take the spatula and kind of like pry it up off the bottom without breaking it. So it's pried up off the bottom. It didn't take long. Again, the key is going to be to oil it, the pan really well before you put the eggs in there, and that'll help a lot with getting it out of the pan whenever it's done. We're going to sprinkle the cheese over the top. Okay, now that we have everything sprinkled on evenly, we're going to carefully start with the short end and roll it up into a roll. Oh.
Without burning
yourself. That was hot.
This is the tricky part.
You gotta do it while it's still warm so it doesn't break, so the eggs don't break as you roll it. Think of a Swiss roll with all that yummy cream filling. Doesn't that sound good?
No, this sounds good. This looks good.
It's very hot, but that's what's gonna keep it together. Then just transfer it over to a plate or a cutting board, like so. We just talked about it burning. All right, so now that it's rolled up, we're going to slice it into 6 slices. Alright, so we've got it all rolled up, cut into 6 slices, a little bit of cilantro on there, and it's time for our little taste
Got
test.
my fork.
But let's be honest, she's already had this.
It's been a long time though.
Good, right?
That is so good. I will be taking this home with me. It is delicious.
I'm gonna go ahead and do a little taste test here. I'm gonna do the same one we just did.
So good.
It's very tasty.
It is. And I'm not a person that normally likes mushrooms, but with all the tastes, with all the flavors mixing together, the mushrooms actually give it a good taste.
The mushrooms actually provide a like meaty feeling. So we've only got the little bit of bacon in there, but the mushrooms add on to that taste.
Yeah, so if you don't like mushrooms, give it a try, because like I said, I don't like mushrooms and I wanted her to leave them out, but for the purposes of the recipe and the video for all of you, it needed to be added in, and I'm glad she did. I like it. It's very good.
Alright, so that's going to conclude the video. Like I said before, I'm going to have the recipe linked in the description box below. I will also have the pre-order launch dates listed below, along with where you can purchase the book whenever it does come out. So it will be on my website, cashgenefitness.com. It'll be linked below. And I really hope that you guys enjoy all of these very tasty, diet-friendly recipes, just like my mom does.
Yes.
I personally do. And this is just something that I wanted to put out into the world because I genuinely love cooking and creating new recipes, especially healthy ones. So hope you guys enjoy it just as much as we do, and you guys have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.